There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. And we're just, a week between Christmas and New Year's, we're just yakking. The Sierra, we're doing a lot of work. I'll tell you what's taking up all our time. All the speeches from the Freedom Summit, we're finally getting them finished. And, our player on Freedom's Phoenix, working on that, trying to get it done. Deadline. End of the year. So we're trying to get that all done. We'll get it up within the next couple of days. We're this close having that all done. Now, of course, Drew Phillips, We Are Change Arizona, has taken some of the files that we just did straight to the hard drive on the computers there, and he's already starting to post those. So if you did Freedom Summit 2010 speeches, most of them are already up. So you can go there and you can get it going on. So there's, it's always a little something you got to do, the audio quality here and which mic. And, it's just, it's always something. So we're working on that. Drew's got some up. You can go ahead and start watching them now. And ones that aren't ready, by the time you get through them, you get to them anyway. And it was a great summit, a lot of good information. What I want to do is finish out the show with this one article I'll read, and it gives you an opportunity when you do these kinds of things, get your government number, and you don't really need it as much as you used to. All you got to do is be a pilot that does videos on YouTube, and all of a sudden you come to the attention of everybody. you challenge the men in black come out. Well, previously we would have to get the all-important government number for them to cover, and we'd be ready. Oh, man, we'd have it all going on. Bam! Hit them from all directions. The signs, the Killian Fields, Mark Killian, the director at the Department of Revenue. We would have the lawsuit. Bam! They get hit with the lawsuit. We put a lot of information in there that, of course, we won. We knew we were right. In fact, they changed the laws, that session, and fixed it. But the thing is that, then it creates a culture of, why are we, this is stupid. You're at the rest stops. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and they say you got to keep your gun in your car. You're an attractive 20-year-old girl, got to go to the bathroom. You get, into the stall with your panties around your ankles, and the guy walks in with a rope, a knife, or whatever, and says, you're mine. He's right. How do you explain that? We're going to do dial 911? This is just stupid stuff. The state is stupid. They're stupid, because their goal is not your individual safety, your individual. In fact, that's not even their obligation. Court case after court case. Hey, man, they're here to protect society, which means them. So we bring this up every chance we get. It changes the culture. Now, L. Neil Smith wrote a book, Why Is It Always Gun? An article, and I called in. L. Neil and I are good friends, and I said, hey, man, I have an opportunity to do this. I'm going to plagiarize the crap out of your article and kind of, change it a little bit, and people that know it's you. I even got some calls, hey, that's kind of L. Neil's article. I go, I know, he knows. We used it to kick some butt. I'm going to read it to you. Why trust the politicians who take your guns? Now, this was in the Arizona Republic while this is all going on. I am often associated with the gun rights issue, but most in the media and the public service know that my main interest is freedom. Between my IRS tax day protests, lawsuits, campaigns, freedom initiatives, Diamondback rattlesnake barbecues, and helping desperate people deal with oppressive governments, there has always been attention to gun rights. Why is this issue such a touchstone for freedom lovers? Every politician who knows every politician who want to be known as pro-gun hate having to discuss the issue with reporters or be too specific with supporters. They hate it because it's an MRI into their character. It is a Vulcan mind meld, as my friend and gun rights author L. Neil Smith calls the gun issue. It is the ultimate test by which any politician or political philosophy can be evaluated. If a politician isn't comfortable with any individual being able to walk into a hardware store, pay cash for any firearm without producing identification or signing a single scrap of paper, and that individual being able to carry that protection concealed or open, then that politician does not support freedom. Gun control laws only disarm potential victims, thus creating a safe work environment for criminals, kind of like an OSHA for felons. And criminals won't be deterred from getting a weapon because of a law. Criminals don't follow laws. Any attempt to rid the world of a tool that would give my 130-pound wife a fighting chance against a 230-pound man would be immoral. This test is very revealing about how someone seeking your vote really feels about you. If he doesn't want you to have the means to defend your life, do you want him in a position to control it? If a politician thinks that the highest law of the land, the Bill of Rights, is nothing more than a guideline for government, do you want to entrust him with anything? Try it yourself. If a politician won't trust you, why should you trust him? If he's a man, what does his lack of trust tell you about his real attitude toward women? If he happens to be a woman, what makes her so eager to render her fellow women helpless on the mean and seedy streets her policies helped create? Should you believe politicians who claim they stand for freedom but drag their feet and make excuses about repealing limits on your right to own and carry weapons? What does this tell you about their real motives when they ignore voters and ram through legislation actively opposed by a majority of their constituents? Makes voting simpler, doesn't it? You don't have to study every issue. Just use this X-ray machine, this Vulcan mind meld, to find out how politicians really feel about you. That, of course, is why they hate it. And that's why I'm accused of being a single-issue activist, thinker, and voter. But it isn't true, is it? It's just a great way of being able to understand what their mindset really is. And you watch the Obama administration, especially with the Republicans in control, it's going to become a political issue. I don't... Because what else do they got? This is, I'm interested to see how they're just going to try and galvanize their base. But what they found out over the years is that many Democrats are starting to see, this gun thing, we see why fascist regimes and totalitarian and closed and authoritarian governments start taking away the means by which we resist. Even Naomi Wolf, progressive feminist author, she's like, she's starting to see. So this is why we always focused on the gun issue, was not so much anything other than it was a freedom issue. And it was an easy hot button for us to make all kinds of, talking about the seedy streets that their policies created. Well, we're going to start getting some seedy streets already. I mean, it's going to get bad. So here they come with some gun controls. Oh, just the border states, including Arizona. Gee, I wonder how that's going to go down. So, because the culture's different here. Oh, Obama, they just keep stepping in it, don't they? Well, they don't understand. Napolitano, head of the Gestapo, she was governor here. You think she doesn't get it? Of course she does. It's just they're trying to, where can we have some executive decision, some executive ordering, some policy, administrative law kind of done, BATF kind of, where can we get our toe in? Well, is it a distraction? Is it to get you off of something else? I don't know. All I do know is that it's a really good issue for us to make the point about what the proper role of government is. So I always bring up this, did you get your government number? Now, a lot of you that are activists out there, if you think back, all the times that it was when somebody got arrested, an arrest number. When somebody had to file suit, had to go to trial, had to go to jail, that's what got the attention. If you're able to get standing civilly and be able to file a proactive lawsuit against them and not have any intention of winning, I mean, I know how bad they are. I wouldn't have filed the suit. It doesn't matter what they say. Now, we win a lot. I've gone to the Ninth Circuit. I've got, I'd argue before the Ninth Circuit oral argument on election laws in the 90s myself. They all going blah, 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 blah. You get a little bit here, you get a little bit there. But that's not the point. The point was we got more movement and legislation and a cultural understanding from the people by us taking on the battle. I don't give a crap what some black-robed judge, taxpayer-funded government employee says. Of course they're going to be on the side of the government. That is their job. You think it's defending the Bill of Rights? That's what we point out. They don't. So you go to the top of Freedom's Phoenix now, and it'll be towards the top of the safe or special edition. You go to the top navigation bar in Freedom's Phoenix. Here, I'll show you where it is. Here on the video, you go to the top navigation bar, this white bar right here, and you have drop downs, and it says Special Editions. Drops down safe. Second Amendment is for everyone. Boom shakalaka. Got all the stuff there. See that? See that? There you go. That's how simple it is, and that's why we have special editions on Freedom's Phoenix, is for you to be able to do this kind of work for you anywhere in the country, and everybody benefits. We've been loading this stuff up for years, of decades of stuff that we've done, just waiting for you. Oh, the wait's over. The end is nigh of the state. We're just taking advantage of it. It's a cultural thing. The end of the state doesn't happen out in the media, the mainstream media. It happens up here. We've already won. Go be safe. See you tomorrow.